continue recording.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
We got a call just basically that you were just recording vehicles throughout the, I guess that we're driving around the IBC.
Okay, what happened?
I'm sorry?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
It was just that we had received a call that you were recording vehicles while they were passing by the IBC.
Okay.
Are you from the area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea on you just at this special that I'm in contact with you?
This is a consensual encounter?
No, we actually got a call.
How come it's not consensual?
Well, because we had parties that were asking for me to check out with you.
Is there a crime being broken?
No, there isn't.
So it's consensual then, right?
Well, it's not consensual because if it was consensual, then that would be just me making contact with you without me being dispatched to you.
Well, since there's not a crime, then you have no investigation, right?
Well, no, it is that's the reason why I'm here. I didn't know that you were standing behind the IBC bank.
The suspicion of crime?
No, it's not.
So you have no reason to be here, right?
No, I do. I'm advising you that I got a call.
Oh, okay. So I think what you would do is make contact with them then.
No, because I don't know.
Oh. So you just got an anonymous call?
Just dispatch.
Okay. Well, I don't really give ID.
Well, you're required to right now because obviously I got a call. It's not a consensual encounter.
I'm only required to give ID. I believe it's 3802 Penal Code. I'm only required to give an ID if I'm lawfully arrested. I'm not lawfully arrested.
Well, no. Obviously, if you're arrested, then yes.
Right.
Obviously, you're required to give.
All right, listen up. This is going to shake you. Here's the brutal truth. Some police officers have no clue about the law, and worse, they don't care. Today, we watch two officers clash over how to enforce rules, but in the end, they both agree on one shocking thing. A man should give up his Fourth Amendment rights and hand over his ID, even though he hasn't committed a single crime. This isn't theory, it's happening. Calls come in, people get flagged, and suddenly a concerned citizen becomes a target for suspicion. What you're about to see is not just confusion. It's a breakdown of the system, right in front of your eyes. Brace yourself.
Your information. But what I'm trying to make you understand is this isn't a casual encounter. I just didn't drive by here and just say, hey, okay, let me check out this guy. That's not what happened.
Okay, so
I didn't know that you were out here.
You're right.
Okay?
So in terms of your investigation was a suspicious person.
Yeah, that's how the call came. And obviously, you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, I can see that you're just standing here with your phone. I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean?
So
and
why
you're not in any trouble.
I mean, I wouldn't know that. If I surrender my Fourth Amendment, I could be wanted. Then I'd be surrender Fourth Amendment, then I could be in trouble.
In trouble for what?
I'm just saying, in hypothetical scenarios, we watch cops all the time, right? It still comes on TV. When someone surrenders their Fourth Amendment, such as their ID, you guys run that through NCIS, and then you go, or ASIS, you're right, and you run their system, their information is look for warrants. So now they surrendered their Fourth Amendment, then they're subject to arrest.
Okay, so do you understand the reason why I'm here?
Yeah,
I totally understand that, but that would be like in a whole different circumstance, right? This isn't a traffic stop or anything like that. It's not a casual encounter. I mean, you can just provide me information. We did get a call that you were out here recording vehicles. Again, you're not committing any crime. The only thing is that I got dispatched here.
Okay. No rings. You're not married?
No, sir.
Why not?
No need to be.
No need to be? Oh, wow. Woo.
If you don't mind, I'll be out of your hair. It's kind of hot out here, and you can continue.
It's a good shade. Look at this shade tree. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot assist you with your investigation. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. So even identifying me will be assisting you with your investigation.
Well, the thing is that I don't know you personally.
You're not supposed to. I'm a private citizen.
Yeah, of course. So
Right.
What I'm saying is I got dispatched here.
Well, you got to know.
So it's not a consensual encounter, right? You do have to identify, is what I'm saying.
I don't have to identify.
Because it isn't a
How long you been an officer?
encounter. A few years.
Few years. I got a question. This is hypothetical speaking. I'm not insinuating nothing. This is a hypothetical conversation. When officers encounter a member of the public, and a member of the public explains to them their right.
From the first interaction, the tension is palpable. One officer insists this isn't a consensual encounter because a call came in while the citizen points out, correctly, that no crime has been committed. The officers fumble, contradict each other, and throw around vague concepts like reasonable suspicion without clarity. The man stands firm, explaining his rights, citing penal codes, and calmly questioning their authority. Yet, despite the lack of a crime, one officer demands his ID, claiming procedure over logic. It's chaotic, it's frustrating, and it's an undeniable example of law enforcement losing sight of justice.
I
Okay.
can hear you. I can multitask.
Okay. Name?
How's it going, bro? Officer Munguia,
Badge number?
746.
747. What was your badge number? 747. Okay, just like a hypothetical question. I'm not insinuating nothing, but when officers encounter a member of the public and the member of the public state their rights or a penal code, why do officers never think that they're police? Is it because there's a code of conduct that says if you're a police, you wouldn't do this? If you're a police, you wouldn't be out here with a camera doing what you're doing. Is that like an internal thought process?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know.
Wow. So no one. So when I rewind this and play this, you're saying I gave an incomplete sentence?
That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Well, then why don't you know what I'm talking about?
So right now we're obviously you're going off topic, right?
I'm supposed to, because you have no reason to be here.
I do. I just explained that to you. We got a phone call, right? It's just somebody concerned. That's all it is, right?
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So it's not a consensual encounter, like I mentioned. I just didn't drive by here and decide to talk to you.
You did.
I did. I actually got here. So
It's a little too loud for us to just roll by and talk to people.
we just came into shift anyway. So
Well, the reason I say you did is because no one gave you a citation of a law being broken or a policy being broken. Therefore, for you to drive past and observe, you observe the suspicious person, which is me. You see no crime. You was given no crime.
no.
And you observe the suspicious person, which is me. And since you observed the suspicious person,
Yeah, I got you. No,
hey, y'all body cameras rolling?
yeah.
Okay.
Like she just finished explaining to you, we just got a call, right? You know, so whenever we get a call, you know, you're matching the description, we just, you know, come say what's up, right? Make sure you're good, you know what I mean?
But listen, I want to have a lower level conversation real quick.
The dialogue spirals into a minefield of contradictions. One officer argues she must have his information, the other admits he doesn't see a mistake. They debate hypotheticals while the man dismantles their claims with precision. The cameras roll, yet the officers are caught in their own confusion. Here's the kicker. Even when it's clear no crime has been committed, the notion of assisting with an investigation is twisted to justify violating rights. You can almost feel the disbelief. The tension between procedure and constitutional reality is a ticking time bomb.
This is my hypothetical question. Why is it that when officers are called to the scene, even if it's not a crime, like what I'm doing right now, why is it that when you engage with a member of the public, when the member of the public state their rights, and if I state penal code, if I state case law, why is it that police officers never think, is he a police officer? It's almost like you guys just be like, he's not a lawyer, he's not a police officer, whatever he's saying. Why is it that type of like posture?
Yeah, no, I mean, we listen to people, right? It's a part of our job, you know, every single day. When people are right, I tell them, okay, you're right, you know what I mean?
Okay, now watch this. Is this a consensual encounter?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Just because it's a call for service.
Right, because it's a call for service.
Yeah.
But when it's a call for service, you guys are here to enforce the law.
Not necessarily.
Then what else do you enforce?
So like reasonable suspicion, right?
What's reasonable?
Reasonable?
That's articulable reason
This is what a
suspicion.
reasonable person would believe. You know what I mean?
Is that a penal code reason?
It's in the penal code.
It says articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed or about to be committed.
I don't know the definition textbook off my head, right? But reasonable suspicion, probable cause, they're all different levels.
Right.
But like I said, call for service, usually just reasonable suspicion. You know what I mean? It's not probable cause, right? Like, it's not
Right.
probable cause.
So that's no probable cause me to ID. But that's not what she's saying. We're still here because she's saying I have to ID.
Oh, that's my call, right?
No.
Officer in charge here.
She's officer in charge?
Yeah.
But you still have a duty to correct any erroneous mistakes.
Yeah.
So right, so
I don't see any mistakes going on here. Right?
you just said I don't have to ID. I just told you she said I have to. Now you say you don't see a mistake?
Well, that's her call. Maybe she sees something that I don't.
I don't know what to call you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How you doing?
You're gonna be good if we leave.
Yeah.
Look, like I mentioned before, you're not committing a crime, right? And
Right.
you're obviously aware of that.
Now, pay attention. The officers try to rationalize their actions, tossing around terms like articulable suspicion and probable cause, but their understanding is shaky at best. Meanwhile, the man challenges them. If you don't know the law, how can you enforce it? Every answer raises more questions, exposing the cracks in their knowledge and judgment. This isn't a casual encounter, it's a textbook example of why citizens must know their rights. And when law enforcement hesitates, guesses, or outright misinterprets the law, you see the consequences unfold: confusion, intimidation, and unnecessary compliance.
Right?
Right.
You obviously got concerned citizens. You're recording, right?
But no,
So-
you're nice. But my thing is this. When a member of the public engages with law enforcement, we should be able to give our understanding also in such a way to you guys shouldn't be in a hurry to leave. Because if there was a real investigation, if I was breaking the law, you guys would take your time to detail a police report, what they call them, witnesses. You guys would take your time to get a full report.
Sometimes our hands are limited, right? Like I mentioned earlier, it was just a concerned citizen, so we don't have any information to go based on.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, since you don't have that,
We don't, and so that the call came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm matching your description. You're obviously holding a camera, you're
Right.
recording, so that's all we have. That's all we have to work on right now. So that's why I'm making contact with you right now.
But for future reference, I just want you to know that that is not enough to ID someone.
Okay.
And I think you know that. I think you probably got to update it. No,
It just
I think
it makes it easier, right? And like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, like you had mentioned.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make contact with you.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm doing my job.
no, you are. But see,
Right.
part of your job is to enforce accurate law. If you're misinterpreting the law, now you're violating someone's rights unknowingly. You can do it knowingly or unknowingly. Like this gentleman, when you went to the car, he said, "I did not have to ID." That's counterproductive to what you said. So then when I told the gentleman, well, tell her that, then he said, well, it's not my stop. See, now we have a difference of understanding here. We got two law officers saying two different things. That is a problem. You should be on the same page. And then he said he doesn't know the exact penal code verbiage, articulable suspicion. That's another bad thing, because you have to know that to make a proper investigation or proper arrest.
I just went into my business. Are you prior to law enforcement? Or are you just something that you just study because you like it?
I'm definitely, I've been in government.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in government, and so.
Look, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, and you haven't committed a crime, right? Like I had mentioned before. You're gonna be good. We won't have
But
to
that's
be
not good enough,
Well, the thing is that
because you gave misinformation.
The officers continue their dance of contradiction. One says he would only log the interaction. The other claims the ID must be given. The man presses, asking how anyone could know when discretion is applied. His point is chillingly clear. Citizens are at the mercy of inconsistent enforcement. Past precedents are dismissed as irrelevant. Every evasive response highlights a system where misunderstanding the law isn't just a mistake, it's dangerous. And as they fumble, the man calmly exposes the absurdity, holding his ground while the officers struggle to maintain control. The tension is relentless.
You said I did not have to ID. Did you say that? And then when I said, well, tell her that, there's no proper cause. So then why did you say I have to ID?
Well, because it wasn't a casual encounter.
It just make it easy. That's not a legitimate circumstance. I want to know the right answer. So I'm trying to get you guys to get on the same page. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to know, why did you say I don't have to ID, and why are you saying I do have to
I
ID?
did get dispatched. He didn't get dispatched.
Doesn't matter. He's law enforcement.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he probably just did a roll by him. I'm pretty sure he didn't get dispatched to here. I have a call. Like, I have an actual
This is
call
her
that I...
responsibility.
I mean, there's always an officer in charge for any situation, but that doesn't mean you didn't know what's going on, right?
Okay, so like I mentioned, I did get a call. I have a call was created for me to make contact with. This isn't, like I mentioned, I just didn't casually drive up here and I was on the other side of town when this call came in.
Right.
So all I'm saying is,
Okay, let me ask you this. If I would have gave you my ID, would you have ran my name?
read it?
Would you have ran it in the
No,
system?
I would have logged it in. Just that I made contact with you.
So you wouldn't have ran for warrants?
No, there's a difference. I can log it in that I made contact with you, and obviously you haven't committed a crime. And running it through the NCIC, TCIC,
Right.
which you had mentioned, is totally different. I wouldn't have done that.
Now let me ask you this. How would a member of the public know when you're going to make that discretionary
You
decision?
could have asked me just like you did right now.
But
Or you could have probably heard.
I've
and
done it
wrote
before.
down.
I've done it before. And I know, and that's the bad thing about law enforcement encounter. When a member of the public says something that happened in the past, law enforcement says, well, that's a different situation. But
Which it was.
but when you guys encounter us and you say, well, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, then we can say, well, that's a different situation. So it goes both ways, you know.
Well,
Right.
yeah, every situation is different. Unfortunately, we're here because, like I mentioned before, the call that I received, right? And that's basically, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble or anything like that.
You guys got cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can write the CAD number on there, this call for service number on there for me.
You want the cat narrative number?
Yeah. So you don't want to say are you the kind of public official that don't correct their officers when they're wrong?
I don't know if she's right or wrong.
You don't know penal code?
I do.
What's penal code for ID?
Penal code for ID?
Yeah.
That doesn't really make any sense.
What is the penal code for when a member of the public is required to identify themselves?
When they're suspected of committing a crime.
Right. Am I suspected of committing a crime? So
But like I said, we got reasonable suspicion, we got probable
That's-
cause, we got mere suspicion.
Here's where it gets brutal. The officers admit they don't always know the exact codes, the nuances of suspicion, or when a citizen is required to identify themselves. They even contradict each other on what constitutes probable cause. Meanwhile, the man points out the risks of giving inaccurate information. Anyone could be FBI, anyone could be watching, and misinformation can lead to serious consequences. It's not just a lesson in rights, it's a lesson in survival. You can't trust assumptions. You can't rely on sloppy enforcement. Knowledge is power, and today, it's the citizen who wields it.
all that is separate though.
Yeah, but you're rambling on about all these different.
I'm rambling.
Yeah, you keep throwing different names.
Isn't that what you guys use to articulate an arrest or a citation? You use penal code, right?
Yeah.
So when a member of the,
Transportation code for citations.
or right, so when a member of the public brings up penal code, then they're rambling
Well, I mean, you don't really stay on one topic. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
because you guys have no reason to be here. So I have to use subject matter examples to get you guys to understand.
Well, it's like she just finished telling you, man. We do have a reason to be here just because of the call.
Now,
Right? That doesn't mean we're, telling you, hey, you're committing a crime or whatever, right? But it's just a concerned citizen, right? Our citizens are responsible.
you're Daffy Duck. You need to touch up on your law and your fundamentals because you are a casualty to the city, and you, by the way you interpret things, it's not good for law enforcement.
That's not a case number. I stretched it out. It's just the kind of narrative call that we
It's information. If you guys are hearing an information call.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
All right.
All right.
Be safe, man.
Hey, and always remember, every member of the public could be an FBI agent. They could be anybody. So when you give inaccurate representations of the law, you're opening yourself up to situations and circumstances. And we don't want to do that because the taxpayers have nothing to do with it. Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Finally, the interaction ends, but the message is clear. You cannot blindly trust law enforcement to respect your rights. Even when one officer witnesses a colleague bending the rules, he won't intervene. They admit gaps in their knowledge and contradict each other repeatedly. This is why understanding your rights isn't optional, it's essential. Stay informed, record your encounters, question authority, and help spread awareness, because the public cannot rely on ignorance or inconsistency in enforcement. This isn't paranoia, it's reality. Stay sharp, know your rights, and never give them up without reason.